The origin of the belief in demons, fear, symbolism, and the unknown of consciousness. The belief in demons emerged during a period in history when humans did not yet understand the mechanisms of the mind, consciousness, and behavior. Faced with aggressive impulses, destructive thoughts, and attitudes that caused suffering, an external explanation was sought for what seemed to escape human control. Thus, demonic figures were born, personifying evil as an entity independent of the self. In ancient civilizations, psychological phenomena such as emotional outbursts, violent behaviors, or moral crises were interpreted as possessions or influences from malevolent beings. The absence of scientific and psychological knowledge led to the creation of strong symbols to explain these experiences. The demon came to represent everything that was feared, misunderstood, or rejected by human consciousness. Modern depth psychology clarifies this process. Human beings tend to project outward what they cannot recognize or integrate within themselves. Fears, repressed impulses, anger, and contradictory desires have historically been externalized in symbolic figures. The demon, in this context, is not a real entity, but an image created to represent internal conflicts of consciousness. Spiritism expands this understanding by explaining that the origin of the belief in demons is also related to the influence of imperfect spirits. Spirits still trapped in selfishness, ignorance, and material attachment can influence human thoughts and emotions by affinity. However, this influence is never absolute or irresistible. It is not about supernatural domination, but about resonance between similar states of consciousness. Contemporary science offers important parallels. Studies on human behavior show that emotional environments, beliefs, and mental patterns shape attitudes and decisions. There is no need to resort to external evil forces to explain destructive behaviors. Spiritism simply extends this logic to the spiritual realm, always keeping responsibility with the individual. Another essential factor in the origin of this belief was the pedagogical use of fear. In ancient societies, the threat of evil entities served as a tool for moral control. The fear of the demon was used to curb behaviors deemed inappropriate during a time when ethical consciousness had not yet matured. Over time, educational symbols were taken as literal realities. Spiritism clarifies that there are no beings created for evil. All spirits are created simple and ignorant, destined for evolution. Those who today find themselves in lower states of consciousness are not demons, but spirits in the process of learning, just as humanity has been in similar phases. Understanding the origin of the belief in demons frees spirituality from fear and reconnects it with personal responsibility. Evil ceases to be an external force to be fought and becomes an internal state to be understood and transformed. Where there is consciousness, there is the possibility of change. This matured view does not weaken morality, but strengthens it. Instead of fearing invisible entities, human beings learn to observe their own thoughts, emotions, and choices, taking an active role in their own spiritual evolution. If this reflection helped you better understand the origin of religious beliefs and the role of consciousness in human behavior, like, share, and leave your comment. Your participation helps this message reach more people.